There is a great secret hidden in plain sight, yet only those who quiet the mind can perceive it. What is truly yours cannot be taken, nor does it require force to attain. You have been taught to struggle, to chase, to work tirelessly for what you desire. But observe nature. Does the sun strain to rise? Does the river force its way to the ocean? No. All moves with effortless precision because it knows its course. The same principle governs your life. You were never meant to struggle for what is already yours. The moment you believe you must fight for your desires, you declare that they are separate from you, and what is separate will remain so. Learn to be still and know. Imagine right now that what you seek is already yours. Not in some distant future, but here, now. Feel it. Breathe it in. What does it feel like to already possess it? The moment you reach this state of conviction, the outer world must shift to reflect it. Do not ask how. Do not try to control the means. That is not your concern. Your only work is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and rest in it. Those who master this art walk through life with ease. They do not chase, they do not beg, they do not force. They simply become, and the world bends to accommodate their reality. So I ask you today, will you continue to strive in vain, or will you finally allow? For in the stillness of belief, all things are made manifest. You've been taught that effort equals reward, that to achieve anything of value you must struggle, strive, and push against resistance. But what if the very act of striving is the reason your desires remain out of reach? What if the harder you try, the further you push your dreams away? This is the great paradox of life. What you chase runs, what you force resists, and what you fight against only grows stronger. The moment you believe that something requires effort, you declare that it is separate from you, outside of you, something to be obtained rather than something that already exists within. And in doing so, you reinforce its absence. The key to manifestation is not struggle but alignment. It is not about trying harder, working longer, or proving yourself worthy. It is about recognizing that all you seek is already within you, waiting to be expressed. The more you push, the more you affirm that you do not have it, that it is not yet yours, that you must earn it. But this is an illusion. Reality does not respond to effort. It responds to belief. Consider the effortless way in which the natural world operates. The sun does not force itself to rise, it simply does. The river does not struggle to reach the ocean, it flows with ease, trusting the path before it. A tree does not force its growth, it expands in harmony with the seasons. There is no resistance, no strain, no desperation, only an unfolding, a becoming. Ask yourself, why should your life be any different? Why should what is meant for you require struggle? The moment you let go of the belief that effort is necessary, you step into a realm where manifestation happens naturally. To manifest effortlessly, you must first accept that your desire is already yours. This is not wishful thinking, it is the truth of creation. The world you see is merely a reflection of your inner state. When you believe you must fight for something, the world gives you more battles to fight. When you assume it is already done, reality rearranges itself to confirm your assumption. But how do you reach this state of effortless manifestation? You do so by embodying the feeling of already having what you desire. You do not need to force yourself to believe. You only need to dwell in the feeling of fulfillment. If you wanted warmth, you would not struggle or beg for the sun to shine. You would simply step into the sunlight and feel its warmth. In the same way, you must step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and imagine for a moment that what you desire is already here. Feel the reality of it. If it is wealth, feel the security and freedom it brings. If it is love, feel the warmth and joy of companionship. If it is success, feel the deep satisfaction of accomplishment. The more you rest in this state, the more naturally it will manifest in your external world. So many resist this truth. They say, but I must do something. I must take action. Yes, but not from a place of force. Inspired action will come naturally when you are in alignment. It will not feel like effort. It will feel like the next logical step, like something you are pulled toward, rather than something you must push through. Those who manifest effortlessly understand this secret. They do not chase, they do not struggle, they do not exhaust themselves trying to control every detail. They know that the power lies in assumption, in conviction, in knowing that what they seek is already theirs. And so they relax, they trust, they align, and the world bends to their belief. This is not magic, it is law. What you assume to be true will always be reflected in your reality. If you assume difficulty, life will confirm it. If you assume ease, the path will clear before you. Look around and you will see the evidence everywhere. Those who struggle, struggle endlessly, while those who move with quiet confidence seem to attract success with little effort. The only difference between them is the state they dwell in. The struggler believes in struggle, so life gives them more to struggle against. The one who trusts in ease experiences a life of ease. Which will you choose? Will you continue to push, to strive, to exhaust yourself trying to control what was never meant to be forced? Or will you finally let go, step into alignment, and allow what is already yours to come to you effortlessly? The choice is yours. But know this. The moment you stop trying so hard, the moment you surrender to the knowing that your desire is already fulfilled, is the moment everything begins to shift. For in that state of effortless certainty, all things are made manifest. Your world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. It mirrors back to you exactly what you believe to be true. If you believe that life is hard, that success is difficult, that love is scarce, your reality will confirm it at every turn. If you believe that things must be forced into place, that you must struggle and strive to make things happen, then struggle is exactly what you will experience. This is the nature of belief. It does not simply influence reality, it shapes it. Every experience, every encounter, every circumstance you face is a projection of what you hold true within. The moment you understand this, you will stop looking to the outside world for confirmation and begin to turn inward, for that is where the real work is done. Most people do not realize they are living out their assumptions. They wake up and see the same problems, the same obstacles, the same limitations, and they think this is just the way life is. But what they fail to see is that life is only reflecting back to them their deepest convictions. It does not operate independently of their beliefs. It is not happening to them. It is happening through them. Now, consider what happens when you believe that everything must be forced into existence. When you believe that effort, struggle, and sacrifice are the only ways to get what you want, you create a reality where things come with difficulty. You push and push, and yet the more you push, the more resistance you meet. Every step forward feels like an uphill battle. You tell yourself, if I just work harder, if I just try more, then surely things will change. But they don't. And the reason they don't is simple. You are creating from a state of resistance. And resistance only breeds more resistance. The truth is, life does not need your force. It needs your alignment. It needs you to trust in the unseen forces that are already at work on your behalf. When you shift your belief from I must force things to happen to everything is unfolding naturally in my favor, you step into a different experience entirely. Instead of obstacles, you find doors opening effortlessly. Instead of struggle, you experience flow. Instead of waiting anxiously for results, you rest in the knowing that they are already yours. But how does one embody this belief? How does one shift from a mindset of force to a mindset of trust? It begins by understanding that reality is not something you manipulate externally. It is something you shape internally. Your thoughts, your emotions, your assumptions, these are the true creators of your experience. Start by observing your current beliefs. What do you assume about life, about money, about love, about success? Do you believe that good things come easily to you, or do you believe you must fight for them? Do you believe that opportunities find you effortlessly, or do you believe you must chase them endlessly? The answers to these questions will reveal why your life looks the way it does. Once you become aware of your beliefs, you can begin to change them. This is not done through effort, but through persistence in a new state of mind. If you have lived in a state of lack, begin to embody the belief that abundance is natural. If you have believed that love is hard to find, begin to assume that it flows freely to you. If you have thought that success requires sacrifice, shift your assumption to one of ease. This is not about forcing yourself to think positively. It is about shifting your inner state so completely that the world has no choice but to reflect it. And the key to this shift is feeling. You cannot simply repeat new beliefs like affirmations and expect change. You must feel the truth of them. You must walk as though they are already real, breathe as though they are already yours. Move through the world with a quiet confidence that what you seek is seeking you. The moment you embody a new belief fully, reality begins to conform. People, events, and opportunities will align with your assumption. You will experience what many call luck, but it is not luck. It is the power of belief in motion. Some will doubt this. They will say, "But I have always worked hard and that is why I am successful." Yet even that belief, "I must work hard to succeed," is an assumption they have imposed upon their reality. There are those who have succeeded with ease, not because they were lucky, but because they never believed it had to be difficult in the first place. So, ask yourself, what do I truly believe? What am I assuming about my life, my circumstances, my future? And if my world is only a reflection of these beliefs, am I willing to change them? When you release the need to force, when you trust in the unfolding, when you embody the feeling of already having what you desire, life moves to accommodate you. It may seem paradoxical, but the less you force, the faster things happen. The more you believe in ease, the more ease you experience. And the moment you let go of resistance, you step into the effortless flow of creation. This is the power of belief. It is the key to everything, and the choice is yours. Will you continue to struggle against life, or will you finally allow it to unfold in your favor? Creation begins within. Long before anything appears in the external world, it is first established in the mind. Every experience, every circumstance, every success or failure is the direct result of what you have accepted as true within yourself. The world does not create reality for you, it only reflects back what you hold in consciousness. If you wish to change what you see, you must first change what you assume to be real. This is the secret to effortless manifestation. You do not force things into being, nor do you chase after them. Instead, you assume the state of already having what you desire. You step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And when you do this, the world has no choice but to conform. Most people live as though they must wait for external proof before they can believe in their desires. They say, "I will believe it when I see it." But this is not how creation works. The external world is always the last to change. If you wait for things to appear before you believe they are real, you will remain stuck, endlessly waiting for a shift that will never come. The truth is, you must first believe fully, deeply, without doubt, and then the world will reflect your belief back to you. To relax into the wish fulfilled means to surrender the need to force, to struggle, or to question how it will happen. It is to rest in the knowing that what you desire is already yours. This is not an act of pretending or hoping. It is an act of being. You must assume the identity of the one who already possesses what they seek. You must feel in the present moment the joy, the satisfaction, and the confidence that come from knowing your desire is already accomplished. The power of imagination is the bridge between what is unseen and what becomes real. When you close your eyes and step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are creating a new state of consciousness. And since consciousness is the only true reality, this new state must eventually manifest in the physical world. The key is to dwell in this feeling, not for a few fleeting moments, but as a constant, natural state of being. The greatest mistake people make is thinking that they must do something external to bring their desires to pass. They believe they must manipulate circumstances, control others, or work tirelessly to force things into place. But all of this stems from a belief in lack, a belief that what they want is separate from them. This is an illusion. The moment you assume your desire is already fulfilled, the need for effort dissolves. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer doubt, you know. And with this shift, everything changes. Consider the way the mind works in everyday life. If you were told that an event you had been looking forward to had just been confirmed, you would immediately feel relief, excitement, and anticipation. You would not need to force yourself to believe. It would feel natural because you have accepted it as true. In the same way, when you truly accept that your wish is already fulfilled, you no longer struggle with impatience or doubt. You relax because you know it is done. But what about those who say, I have imagined my wish fulfilled, but nothing has changed? The answer is simple. They have not truly assumed it. They may have thought about it, visualized it, even spoken about it, but deep inside they still hold the belief that it is not yet real. They still feel the absence of it rather than the presence of it. True manifestation is not in the words you say or the actions you take. It is in the feeling you hold. To embody the wish fulfilled, you must live from the end. You must think, feel, and act as though your desire is already a reality. This does not mean pretending or playing a role. It means aligning your inner state with the reality you wish to experience. When you do this, you no longer ask, when will it happen? Because you already feel as if it has happened. You no longer worry about how it will come because you trust that it is already unfolding in perfect order. However, you relax. You stop questioning, doubting, or trying to make things happen. You step into ease, into trust, into the certainty that what you desire is already yours. And as you do, the external world rearranges itself effortlessly to reflect your new state of being. This is the way of true creation. It does not require struggle. It does not demand force. It only asks that you accept with full conviction that what you seek is already here. And once you do, you will see the evidence unfold before you effortlessly, naturally, as though it was always meant to be. There is a higher intelligence at work in your life, an unseen force that moves in perfect harmony, arranging events beyond what your mind can comprehend. Yet, most people live as though they must control everything, as if their personal will alone is responsible for making things happen. They struggle, they worry, and they attempt to manipulate circumstances. The mind is limited when it tries to control everything. It sees only what is in front of it, only what has already been manifested, and it assumes that reality is fixed. But reality is fluid. It is shaped by consciousness. And the moment you surrender your need to force things into place, you allow the unseen forces to work on your behalf. Surrender is not about giving up. It is not about passivity or resignation. It is about releasing the need to interfere and trusting that the intelligence governing all of existence is already working things out in your favor. When you step back and allow rather than push, you create space for miracles to unfold. The greatest obstacles to manifestation come from within. doubt, fear, impatience, and the urge to control. These emotions arise when you believe that you alone must make things happen, that without constant effort your desires will slip away. But this is an illusion. The moment you release the struggle, you make room for something greater to take over. Consider the way nature operates. A tree does not force itself to grow. It does not question whether the sun will rise or if the rain will come. It simply exists in a state of trust, knowing that all will be provided in the right time and in the right way. In the same way, when you surrender to the high intelligence that governs all things, you align yourself with the natural flow of life. Many believe that surrender means losing control, but the opposite is true. When you surrender, you step into true power, the power that comes from knowing that everything is already being taken care of. You no longer need to micromanage life because you understand that there is a wisdom far greater than your conscious mind, orchestrating the details in ways you could never plan. How many times have you worried about something, only to later realize that everything worked out perfectly? How often has an opportunity, a meeting, or an outcome aligned in such a way that you could not have arranged it better yourself? These are not coincidences. They are evidence that when you stop interfering, when you trust instead of force, life flows in your favor. People resist this truth. They hold tightly to their plans, their timelines, their need for certainty. They believe that if they let go, things will fall apart. But letting go does not mean losing control. It means shifting control from the limited mind to the infinite intelligence that governs all things. It means allowing events to unfold in the highest and best way, rather than insisting on a specific path. Imagine you are holding water in your hands. If you grip too tightly, the water slips through your fingers. But if you relax, if you cup your hands gently, the water remains effortlessly in place. This is the essence of surrender. The more you try to force things, the more they escape you. But when you trust, when you step back and allow, what you desire naturally comes to you. This does not mean you take no action. Inspired action is different from forced action. Forced action comes from fear, from the belief that you must make things happen or else they won't. Inspired action, on the other hand, flows naturally. It feels effortless, like an internal nudge guiding you in the right direction. You do not have to overthink it. You simply follow the intuitive pull, knowing that it is leading you exactly where you need to go. Once you start following it, it gives you internal clarity that you are on the right path, and you get the benefits in life that you so much deserve. The challenge for most people is patience. They want immediate results. They plant a seed and then dig it up every day to check if it has grown. But manifestation does not work this way. You must trust that once you have set an intention, once you have aligned yourself with the feeling of already having what you desire, the unseen forces are taking care of the rest. If you find yourself anxious, doubting, or feeling the urge to control, remind yourself of this truth. The same intelligence that moves the stars, that opens the flowers, that brings the seasons, is the same intelligence guiding your life. You do not need to force anything. You only need to align with the knowing that it is already done. You surrender, not in defeat but in faith. You release the need to know how, when, or through whom your desire will manifest. You trust that the unseen forces are orchestrating events in your favor, working behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet see. And as you do, you find peace, ease, and the quiet certainty that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Neville Goddard, as you live your life being yourself and looking out for others, the answer comes in the form of peace and harmony. This is the power of surrender. It is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. It is the understanding that you are never alone, that you are never without guidance, and that what is meant for you cannot be lost. When you let go, when you trust, when you allow, you step into the effortless flow of creation. and in that space everything you seek comes to you. Not through struggle, but through the grace of knowing it was always yours. The greatest barrier to manifestation is not a lack of ability, but an obsession with the how. The mind seeks to analyze, control, and map out every step as if reality must conform to a predetermined path. But this need for control is the very thing that creates resistance. When you fixate on the mechanics of manifestation, how it will happen, when it will happen, through whom it will happen, you are focusing on the absence of your desire rather than its fulfillment. Your only task is to assume the feeling of already having what you seek. This is the essence of true creation. The path is not yours to dictate. It is already established by a higher intelligence. The moment you surrender the need to control the details, you make way for the unseen forces to orchestrate events in a way that is far greater than anything you could devise. Think of a seed planted in the soil. It does not concern itself with the mechanics of its growth. It does not ask how the sun will shine upon it, how the rain will come, or how its roots will find nourishment. It simply rests in the knowing that everything it needs will be provided at the right time. Likewise, when you hold the assumption of fulfillment, you need not worry about how things will unfold. The assumption that you fully imagine the state of events as they occur, you only need to remain steadfast in your conviction. Detachment from the how does not mean indifference. It does not mean you do not care about your desire. It means you trust so deeply in its fulfillment that you do not waste energy questioning the process. You have already claimed it as yours in consciousness, and therefore it must come to pass. It is not your concern whether it arrives through a seemingly impossible chain of events or through the most ordinary means. The how is irrelevant because the outcome is certain. Consider the many times in life when something worked out in a way you never expected. You may have worried, doubted, or tried to force an outcome, only to find that the moment you released control, the answer appeared effortlessly. This is the law at work. What you seek is seeking you, but it cannot reach you as long as you are tangled in worry, impatience, or doubt. The moment you let go, you allow the path to unfold in ways beyond your imagination. Most people hinder their manifestations because they believe they must manipulate reality to get what they want. They believe they must work harder, strive more, or force things into place. But reality does not respond to force. It responds to assumption. The external world is simply a reflection of the inner state. If you assume that your desire is already fulfilled, the world must rearrange itself to mirror that assumption. Then come into your mind a goal of achievement such as this, to become who you are. But if you assume that you must struggle, figure things out, and obsess over the details, then struggle is what you will experience. Detachment is not about passivity, it is about certainty. It is the quiet confidence of knowing that what you have claimed in imagination must solidify into form. It is trusting that the universe, God, or the infinite intelligence that governs all things is already setting the perfect course for your desire to reach you. The doors will open, the right people will appear, the opportunities will align, but none of this is your burden to figure out. Your only responsibility is to remain unwavering in the assumption that it is already done. Doubt is the greatest disruptor of this process. When you question whether it is working, when you look for evidence in the outer world before you have fully assumed the feeling within, you plant seeds of uncertainty, and what you plant must grow. Instead of checking for proof, embody the certainty that it is already unfolding. Let go of the need to see immediate results and trust that movement is happening, even if it is not yet visible. Imagine walking into a dark room and flipping a light switch. You do not stand there wondering if the light will turn on. You assume it will because you understand how electricity works. Likewise, assume that the unseen forces are always at work, arranging circumstances in alignment with your inner state. You do not need to question the process, only to live in the end result. If you find yourself tempted to interfere, remind yourself that your desire is already fulfilled in consciousness. Any attempt to control the external world only affirms that you do not believe in its certainty. Step back, breathe, relax into the knowing that the path is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see how. The mind is limited. It can only conceive of possibilities based on past experiences, but the intelligence that governs reality is limitless. It can bring about your desire in ways that defy logic, in ways that appear miraculous. This is why detachment from the how is so powerful. It allows the infinite to operate without obstruction. When you truly understand this, you release all struggle. You no longer seek signs, no longer question whether it is working, no longer attempt to force movement. You rest in the assumption of fulfillment, and in that stillness, the path reveals itself effortlessly. This is the art of creation, not through effort, but through absolute faith in the unseen.
There is an effortless rhythm to life, a current that carries all things to their perfect fulfillment. Everything in nature follows this rhythm. The tides ebb and flow, the seasons change without struggle, the planets move in their orbits without force. Yet, as human beings, we often resist this natural flow, believing that force and effort are required to achieve our desires. This belief is an illusion. The more you push, the more you affirm that what you desire is separate from you. The more you force, the more resistance you create. True manifestation does not come from struggle, but from alignment with the effortless movement of life itself. When you force something, you are declaring that it is not already yours. You are operating from lack, from a belief that you must manipulate reality to receive what you desire. But creation is not an act of force, it is an act of allowing. Life is always working in your favor, but you must step into harmony with its rhythm. The river does not struggle to reach the ocean, it simply flows. It does not resist the bends in its path, it moves with them, knowing that it will ultimately arrive. Forcing creates tension, and tension blocks the very thing you seek. Imagine trying to hold water in your hands by squeezing it tightly. Most of it slips through your fingers. But if you relax your hands and allow the water to rest in your palm, it remains. This is the way of effortless creation. The more you try to control and manipulate, the more your desire evades you. But when you relax and trust the flow, what you seek moves toward you naturally. Most people believe that struggle is necessary. They have been conditioned to think that success only comes through effort, that love must be chased, that opportunities must be forced into place. But if you observe the most effortless manifestations in life, you will see that they happen when resistance is absent. Think of the moments when things simply fell into place, when the right person appeared at the perfect time, when an opportunity arrived without effort. These are reminders of how life truly works. When you align with the flow, everything moves toward you. There is an intelligence greater than the mind, one that orchestrates all things with perfect timing. When you trust in this intelligence, you no longer need to force anything. You move with life, not against it. This does not mean you take no action. It means your actions are inspired rather than forced. Inspired action feels natural, effortless. It is the kind of movement that comes from deep knowing, from intuition, from the feeling that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Forcing, on the other hand, comes from fear. It is driven by doubt, by impatience, by the belief that if you do not push, nothing will happen. But forcing only creates friction. It disconnects you from the natural rhythm of life. The more you force, the more obstacles seem to arise. The more you allow, the more doors open effortlessly. Consider a person who desperately wants love, but is constantly chasing, pleading, or trying to make someone love them. Their energy is one of lack and fear, and so they repel the very love they seek. Now, consider someone who simply knows they are worthy of love, who trusts that the right person will come at the right time. They do not chase, they do not force, they do not beg. And yet love finds them effortlessly, because they are in harmony with the flow of life. This principle applies to all things: wealth, success, health, happiness. When you relax and trust, you align with the natural current of abundance. The universe knows the fastest route to your desires, but it cannot deliver them while you are blocking the flow with doubt and force. The moment you step back, the moment you let go of your grip, the moment you surrender control, the path clears. Trusting the flow does not mean being passive. It means being receptive. It means listening to the subtle nudges of intuition rather than forcing things to happen. It means taking action when it feels natural rather than out of desperation. It means understanding that what is meant for you cannot miss you, and what is not meant for you will never stay, no matter how much you force it. When you embody this way of being, life becomes effortless. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer struggle, you allow. You no longer fear delays, you trust that timing is always perfect. You no longer worry about how things will unfold. You know that the flow of life is carrying you exactly where you need to be.
You have been taught to struggle, to fight, to force your way through life. But this is not the way. The more you push, the more resistance you create. The more you chase, the more your desires run from you. Let go, relax, trust. The moment you let go of doubt, you make room for the unseen to work in your favor. The moment you stop trying to control the outcome naturally aligns in your favor. Do you not see the life you seek is already yours, but you must assume it is so. You must dwell in the feeling of it being done, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Think of a river. Does it strain to reach the ocean? No. It simply flows, and in flowing it finds its destination effortlessly. So must you. If you desire wealth, do not beg for it. Feel yourself already in possession of it. If you seek love, do not chase it. Become the embodiment of love, and it will be drawn to you. But to do this, you must trust. You must believe. You must surrender the false belief that you are separate from your desires. What you seek is already seeking you. Relax into the knowing that the universe has already answered. And when you finally release all resistance, when you finally rest in the truth that it is already yours, you will watch in wonder as it unfolds before your eyes. Let go, relax, trust, and it is done. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to believe that effort equals reward, that struggle is the only path to success, and that we must constantly work, strive, and push to make things happen. We are taught that control is power, and that if we can just hold on tightly enough, plan carefully enough, and manipulate circumstances effectively enough, we can force life to bend to our will. But this is the great illusion. And the truth is, the more you try to control life, the more it slips through your fingers. The more you chase, the further your desires seem to run from you. Think of the ocean. The harder you fight against the waves, the more exhausted you become. But the moment you surrender and allow yourself to float, the water carries you effortlessly. Life works in much the same way. When you release the need to control, when you stop grasping at the external world in desperation, you make space for the natural flow of things to bring you exactly where you need to be. And have you ever noticed that the things you desperately try to hold on to are often the very things that slip away? Whether it is a relationship, an opportunity, or a dream, the act of forcing creates resistance. It is as if you are energetically signaling to the universe that you do not believe in its ability to bring you what you need, that you do not trust the natural unfolding of life. And so, in that energy of desperation, you push away the very thing you desire. But when you let go, when you trust, you step into a higher state of being. You align yourself with the rhythm of life, allowing things to come to you in their perfect time, in their perfect way. This is not to say you should do nothing or sit idly waiting for miracles to happen. Rather, it means acting from a place of inner certainty rather than outer force. It means knowing deep in your being that what is meant for you will find you. not because you chase it, but because it is already yours. Consider the way a magnet works. It does not run after metal objects, pleading for them to attach. It simply exists, and in its stillness, the right elements are drawn to it effortlessly. So too must you become a magnet for your desires. Not by running after them in fear of losing them, but by embodying the energy of already having them. If you desire love, do not chase it, become love. Love yourself so fully that love naturally flows to you. If you desire success, do not grasp at opportunities with desperation. Instead, embody the mindset of success, and the right opportunities will present themselves with ease. If you desire abundance, do not live in a state of lack, constantly worrying about money and scrambling to make ends meet. Instead, shift your inner world to one of abundance, knowing that what you seek is already within reach. There is a reason why some people seem to have everything fall into place for them while others struggle endlessly. It is not luck, nor is it sheer hard work. It is alignment. Those who move through life with ease understand that true power lies in trust, not in control. They do not grasp at life with fearful hands. They allow life to unfold with confidence, knowing that everything is working in their favor, even when they cannot yet see the full picture. The greatest paradox is this: when you stop trying so hard, when you release the struggle, life begins to work for you rather than against you. Think of a clenched fist. Gripping tightly onto something out of fear, it cannot receive anything new. But the moment the hand opens, it becomes ready to receive. Your mind and heart work in the same way. When you hold on too tightly, whether to an idea or plan or a specific outcome, you block the flow of what is truly meant for you. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means surrendering the need to force things into place. It means trusting that what belongs to you will never miss you. It means moving through life with a sense of ease, a quiet confidence that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The universe is always responding to your energy when you radiate trust, when you relax into the knowing that you are taken care of. You allow life to deliver blessings beyond what you could have imagined. But when you hold on too tightly, when you live in a state of fear and doubt, you create unnecessary resistance. Loosen your grip. Stop trying to micromanage every detail of your life. Stop believing that you must struggle, chase, and exhaust yourself to get what you want. Instead, step into the energy of already having it, feel it, embody it, and then release it. Know that it is done. Know that the path is unfolding before you, even if you cannot yet see it. Life was never meant to be a constant fight. It was meant to be a flow, a dance between your inner world and the external reality. When you truly understand this, when you finally let go of control, you will find that everything you have been searching for has been waiting for you all along. The world you see around you is not separate from you. It is not something happening to you. It is something happening through you. Every experience, every encounter, every circumstance is a reflection of the assumptions you hold within. You may believe that reality is something fixed, something independent of your thoughts, but this is the greatest illusion of all. Your imagination is the blueprint of your life, the invisible force shaping everything you experience. The moment you assume something to be true within, it begins to take shape in the outer world. This is not philosophy. This is law. Look around you. The conditions of your life are the direct result of what you have accepted as true in your mind. Your relationships, your finances, your health, your opportunities, these are all manifestations of the dominant beliefs you carry. They are not accidents, nor are they the result of mere external forces beyond your control. They are the product of your consciousness, the direct outpicturing of what you have imagined, either consciously or unconsciously. When you understand this, you realize that there is nothing to fight, nothing to struggle against. The only thing you must change is your inner world. You do not need to manipulate people, force situations, or exhaust yourself trying to alter circumstances. Instead, you must go within and assume the state of being you wish to experience. The moment you accept something as true in imagination, reality begins to shift. It may not happen in an instant, but the process has begun. Doubt is the only thing that stands in your way. The mind is conditioned to look for evidence before believing. But this is the wrong order of creation. You must first believe, and then the evidence will follow. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up every few hours to check if it is growing. You trust that it will sprout in its due time. In the same way, when you assume something to be true in imagination, you must rest in that assumption without needing immediate proof. The outer world is simply the delayed reflection of your inner state. Think of the moments in your life when things seem to fall into place effortlessly. Perhaps you desired something, thought about it frequently, imagined yourself having it, and then, seemingly by chance, it appeared. That was not coincidence. That was the power of your imagination shaping reality. Now think of the times when you desperately wanted something, but doubted whether it would come. You worried, you questioned, you looked for signs, but it never materialized. That too was the power of your imagination, except in this case it was working against you. You imagined uncertainty, and so uncertainty became your experience. You must stop waiting for the world to change before you change your mind. You must stop looking to external circumstances as the cause of your state of being. The truth is, your state of being is the cause, and the world is merely the effect. If you desire wealth, you must assume the feeling of already being wealthy. If you seek love, you must embody the feeling of already being loved. If you wish for success, you must walk through life as though success is already yours. This is not pretending. This is not make-believe. This is the fundamental law of creation. The world will reflect whatever you persistently hold in your imagination. The only reason this seems difficult is because you have spent years believing the opposite, that reality controls you rather than you controlling reality. But once you break free from this illusion, once you truly grasp the power within you, everything changes. You are never stuck. There is no situation too far gone, no condition too permanent. At any moment you can shift your inner world, and in doing so you set in motion a new chain of events that will reshape your life. But you must persist. A single thought will not create a lasting change, just as a single drop of water does not carve a canyon. It is the sustained assumption, the repeated dwelling in a new state of being, that brings about transformation. Many people fail not because they lack the ability, but because they do not persist long enough. They assume something new for a day, a week, perhaps even a month, but then they fall back into old patterns of doubt and disbelief. They look at the world for reassurance instead of trusting in the unseen. They become impatient, and in doing so, they undo the very. But those who persist, those who remain faithful to their inner vision despite all appearances, inevitably see their desires take form. There is nothing you cannot create. There is no limitation except the one you accept in your mind. The moment you assume something to be true within, the world rearranges itself to reflect that truth. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for proof. Decide now. Choose the reality you wish to experience and hold to it with unwavering conviction. Let the world catch up to your new assumption, for it must. This is the way creation works. It has always worked this way, and it always will. The very act of holding on too tightly to your desires can prevent them from coming into being. When you grasp, when you obsess, when you constantly look for signs of movement, you are unknowingly affirming lack. You are sending a signal to the universe that what you desire is not yet yours, and so it remains just out of reach. Detachment is the key to manifestation, for it is only when you release your grip that what you desire is free to flow into your reality. The secret is to trust that it is done and to live in the end result. Many misunderstand detachment. They believe it means giving up, not caring, or abandoning their desires altogether. But this is not detachment, it is resignation. True detachment is not the absence of desire. It is the absence of need. It is the calm assurance that what you have asked for is already yours, that the moment you have imagined it, it has been created. It is the deep inner knowing that there is nothing left to do but enjoy life, confident that your desire will materialize in its perfect time and way. When you hold on too tightly, you operate from a place of fear. You fear that if you do not constantly think about your desire, if you do not analyze and question every detail, it might not happen. But this fear itself is the very thing keeping it at bay. Imagine planting a seed in the ground and then digging it up every hour to check if it is growing. The seed cannot take root under such conditions. You do not yearn like him. You yearn to let go. With the limited amount of components, the experience contains everything. It needs to be left alone, to be trusted, to be given space to flourish. Your desires function the same way. They need your belief, not your worry. They need your confidence, not your desperation. You must learn to live in the end result. This means embodying the feeling of already having what you seek. If you desire love, walk through life as if you are already deeply loved. If you desire abundance, move with the ease and certainty of someone who knows their wealth is inevitable. If you desire success, carry yourself with the quiet confidence of one who has already achieved all they set out to do. Do not wait for external confirmation. The moment you assume your desire is fulfilled, the universe begins to rearrange itself to match your new state of being. Many people make the mistake of watching the world for signs, constantly searching for proof that their manifestation is on its way. But this is not true faith. This is not trust. When you have truly detached, you do not need to check. You do not need to wonder. You simply know. Just as you know the sun will rise in the morning, just as you know a planted seed will grow in its due season, you know that what you have imagined is already making its way to you. Detachment does not mean inaction. It does not mean you stop living or stop making choices. It means you act from a place of certainty rather than lack. You move through life in alignment with your fulfilled desire, but you do not obsess over when or how it will arrive. You do not demand that it happen on your schedule. You do not attempt to control the process. Instead, you allow it to unfold naturally, trusting that it will come in the most perfect way. Consider the things that have effortlessly fallen into place in your life. Often they came when you least expected them, when you were not trying so hard, when you had released your attachment and allowed things to happen as they would. This is the power of detachment. It creates space for what you want to come to you with ease. It removes resistance. It allows the energy of your desire to flow freely, unblocked by worry, impatience, or doubt. You must train yourself to rest in the knowing that all is well. You must let go of the idea that struggle is necessary, that effort is required to force your desires into being. Struggle is only needed when you believe that what you want is separate from you. But nothing is separate. Your desires are not outside of you, they are within, waiting for you to align with them. And alignment comes through ease, through trust, through letting go. When you no longer chase, what you seek finds you. When you no longer beg, what you desire is freely given. When you no longer question, the answer appears effortlessly. This is the paradox of manifestation. The moment you stop grasping, the moment you release your desperate hold, is the moment everything begins to fall into place. Do not make the mistake of believing that letting go means losing what you want. Letting go is not about giving up. It is about stepping into the state of already having. It is about shifting from wanting to knowing. And in that knowing there is peace. There is no more restlessness, no more need to search, no more fear of lack. There is only the quiet confidence of one who understands the power of their own mind. Trust in the unseen. Trust that what you have imagined is already forming in the invisible. Trust that it is done and it must be revealed. Stop looking, Stop waiting, stop forcing. Simply live as though it is already yours, because it is. There is an unseen force at work in your life, guiding you, shaping events, and aligning circumstances in ways that you may not yet comprehend. What you call delays, setbacks, or even rejections are not obstacles meant to defeat you, but rather redirections towards something greater. The universe is always working in your favor, even when your limited perception tells you otherwise. You must come to understand that nothing in your life is truly working against you. Every experience, every closed door, every unexpected turn is part of a larger design leading you to exactly where you need to be. The problem arises when you resist this process, when you judge things as good or bad based on immediate appearances. You see only a fraction of the whole picture, and because of this, you often mistake divine timing for delay and divine protection for rejection. Imagine a traveler on a journey who finds their path suddenly blocked by a fallen tree. Frustrated, they believe they have been delayed, not realizing that just beyond that path was a danger they were unknowingly spared from. Forced to take a different route, they later arrive at a place even more magnificent than where they originally intended to go. This is how the universe operates. What you see as a barrier is often a safeguard. What you perceive as loss is sometimes an act of grace. It is easy to trust when everything appears to be going your way. But the real test of faith is in the moments when things do not unfold as expected. When your plans unravel, when doors close, when the timing does not match your desires. Do you resist in despair? Or do you surrender and trust that something greater is taking place? Those who learn to trust the unseen forces working in their favor do not panic in the face of obstacles. I must go back a few little points, and then they do not wallow in self-pity when things seem to be moving in the wrong direction. Instead, they smile, knowing that the universe is orchestrating events for their highest good. To truly embody this trust, you must detach from the need for immediate results. Many people give up too soon, believing that because their desires have not yet materialized, they never will. But just because you cannot see the movement does not mean nothing is happening. The forces of creation do not always operate on your preferred timeline. Seeds do not sprout the moment they are planted. The night does not resist before yielding to dawn. Night, all things unfold in their appointed time, and your manifestations are no different. Patience is not passive, it is the highest form of trust. When you remain steadfast in your knowing, when you refuse to let temporary appearances shake your belief, you demonstrate that you understand the nature of reality. The unseen is just as real as the seen, and what you desire is already taking form beneath the surface. The more you trust, the more effortlessly things align. The less you resist, the more smoothly life unfolds. You have likely experienced moments in your life when things did not go according to plan, only to later realize that everything worked out even better than you could have imagined. What you once saw as a misfortune turned out to be a hidden blessing. The job you didn't get led you to a better opportunity. The relationship that ended freed you for something more fulfilling. The closed door redirected you to a path that held greater joy, greater abundance, greater peace. If you reflect deeply, you will see that life has always been working in your favor, even when you doubted it. This understanding should bring you great relief. It means that you do not have to struggle to control every detail of your life. You do not have to anxiously push, force, or manipulate circumstances to make things happen. The universe already knows what you desire, and it is already arranging the perfect sequence of events to bring it to you. Your only task is to remain in alignment, to trust, to act from a place of inner certainty, and to let go of the need to dictate how or when things must unfold. When you fully embrace this truth, fear dissolves. You stop seeing rejection as failure. You stop interpreting delays as punishment. You no longer waste your energy worrying or doubting. Instead, You walk with a quiet confidence, knowing that everything is always unfolding exactly as it should. And because you expect the best, you attract the best. Because you trust that life is conspiring in your favor, it does. Your desires are not random. They are placed in your heart for a reason. And the very fact that you can imagine something means that it is possible for you. The universe does not tease you with visions of a life you cannot have, but it will sometimes take you on an unexpected journey to get there. The road may twist and turn, but every step is purposeful. Every delay has meaning. Every redirection serves you. So, release your attachment to how you think things should happen. Stop resisting when life takes an unexpected turn. Stop labeling experiences as good or bad based on your immediate perception. Instead, affirm that the universe is always working in your favor. Trust that what is meant for you cannot be lost. Believe that every experience, whether it makes sense now or not, is shaping you, preparing you, and guiding you towards something even greater than you envisioned. Now, I'm going to go from all these statements, and if you can, offer a little. You are not alone in this process. You are not being tested or punished. You are being led. And when you surrender to this guidance, when you stop fighting and start flowing, life becomes infinitely more beautiful. The universe knows the way. Your only job is to trust. There is a simple yet powerful truth about manifestation. What you desire is already yours the moment you fully accept it in your imagination. You do not need to struggle, force, or chase after it. The key is to feel it as real, then let it go. Once you have impressed your vision upon your inner world, you must release all worry and allow it to unfold naturally in your life. Holding on too tightly only creates resistance. True creation happens in a state of ease and trust. Shepherd resistance, my dear partner. Many people misunderstand the process of manifestation. They believe they must constantly think about their desire, constantly reaffirm it, and constantly question when or how it will appear. But this very act of clinging to the desire with anxiety signals to the universe that they do not truly believe it is theirs. The energy of neediness contradicts the energy of having. If you are constantly checking for results, constantly worrying about timing, you are not in a state of knowing, you are in a state of doubt. To manifest effortlessly, you must first feel your desire as already fulfilled, not as something distant, not as something uncertain, but as something already present within you. This feeling is the seed, and once the seed is planted, your role is to trust that it will grow. You do not need to stand over a planted seed and demand that it sprout before your eyes. You trust that the unseen forces of nature will do their work. In the same way, once you have assumed your desire to be real in your imagination, your only task is to let go and trust. Releasing does not mean forgetting. It does not mean abandoning your vision. It means releasing the tension around it, releasing the doubt, and allowing it to take its natural course. It is the difference between holding on to something with a tight grip and gently placing it into the hands of the universe. The moment you release the need to control, you make room for the unseen forces to work on your behalf. You must understand that reality is not something happening outside of you. It is something being shaped by you. The world simply mirrors back the assumptions you hold within. If you assume you must struggle to receive your desires, struggle is what you will encounter. If you assume your desire is already yours, it will unfold effortlessly. The delay is never in the universe. It is only in your belief. When you hold on to something with desperation, you push it further away. But when you relax into the knowing that it is already done, it flows toward you effortlessly. Think of it like holding water in your hands. If you try to clutch it too tightly, it slips through your fingers. But if you allow your hands to remain open, the water remains. Manifestation works the same way. When you obsess, when you stress, when you constantly check for signs, you are squeezing too tightly. But when you trust, when you let go, when you remain in a state of quiet confidence, everything unfolds with ease. Some may wonder, If I let go, won't my desire fade away? The truth is the opposite. Letting go does not mean losing it. It means allowing it to come to you in the most natural way possible. Imagine an archer pulling back the bowstring. They aim, they focus, they feel the target in their mind. But the arrow cannot reach its destination until they release it. The power is not in the pulling, it is in the release. In the same way, once you have aligned yourself with your desire, you must release it and allow it to move toward you. Releasing also means trusting the process, even when things do not seem to be moving. You may not see the forces at work, but they are always aligning circumstances in your favor. Just as a seed breaks through the soil at its appointed time, so too will your desires manifest when you are in alignment. If you continue to dig up the soil to check for progress, you disrupt the process. The same applies to your manifestations. Your job is not to force, but to trust. Doubt is the only thing that slows down the arrival of your desire. The moment you feel the need to control every step, you introduce resistance. But when you fully trust, when you move through life as if what you desire is already yours, reality must shift to reflect that. The external world has no choice but to match the state of your inner world. Once you have envisioned your desire, let go of the need to figure out how it will come. Let go of the need to see immediate evidence. Let go of the anxiety surrounding its arrival. Know that it is done. Feel the gratitude now, not later. Move as if it has already happened. When you do this, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, and in perfect timing, in perfect alignment, it will arrive. You are not meant to chase, to struggle, to force. You are meant to align, to trust, to receive. So feel your desire deeply, embrace it as real, and then release it. The universe already knows the way. Your only task is to allow. Fear is the great illusion, the false shadow that convinces you that what you desire is out of reach. It whispers doubts, plants hesitation, and convinces you to stay where you are rather than step into the unknown. Yet, what is fear but a story you tell yourself, a projection of what might go wrong? Fear is not reality. It is merely an assumption, a belief in limitations rather than possibility. And because your assumptions shape your world, the more you believe in fear, the more you see it reflected in your reality. But there is a way out, faith. Faith is the bridge that connects your inner vision to your external world. Faith is the force that dissolves the illusion of fear and replaces it with certainty. When you walk in faith, you are not moved by appearances. You are not shaken by delays or distractions. You do not question how or when your desire will manifest because you already know that it is done. Faith is the absolute confidence that what you seek is already yours, even before your eyes can confirm it. It is the knowing that the unseen forces are always working in your favor, rearranging reality to bring your vision to life. Many people allow fear to rule them. They hesitate, they doubt, they wait for outside confirmation before they dare to believe. But waiting for proof before having faith is not faith at all. It is merely reacting to the world as it is, rather than shaping it into what it could be. True faith does not require evidence. It does not wait for signs. It does not ask for permission. It simply knows. And because it knows, it commands reality to align. Fear keeps you stuck. It tells you that you are not ready, that things might go wrong, that you must prepare for failure. But failure is only a possibility if you accept it as one. The mind that is consumed by fear creates obstacles where none exist. It sees problems instead of solutions, delays instead of progress, struggle instead of ease. But this is only because fear distorts reality. It places you in a state where you expect the worst, and because you expect it, you invite it. Fear, on the other hand, liberates. Faith places you in a state of expectation for the best. It removes hesitation and replaces it with certainty. It allows you to move boldly, to step forward with confidence, to act as if your success is already guaranteed. And the moment you move with this inner conviction, the outer world must follow. Reality cannot resist a mind that is firmly rooted in faith. The unseen forces begin to shift. Doors open, opportunities arise, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. There is nothing to fear. The obstacles you imagine are illusions. The limitations you perceive exist only because you acknowledge them. The moment you decide that fear no longer has power over you, it loses its grip. Fear is only strong when you feed it with belief. But the moment you replace belief in fear with belief in faith, the illusion collapses. You step into a world where nothing is withheld from you, where everything flows toward you with ease, where your desires take form effortlessly. Faith does not mean ignoring reality, it means shaping it. It means refusing to accept circumstances as fixed and choosing instead to see them as fluid, changeable, and subject to the power of your assumption. It means standing firm in the knowing that your vision is not a wish, it is a fact waiting to be realized. It means understanding that the universe is not against you, it is responding to you. And when you stand in faith, it must respond in kind. So ask yourself, are you moving in faith or are you moving in fear? Every thought, every decision, every action is either aligned with trust or with doubt. There is no in between. If you are hesitating, you are operating in fear. If you are second guessing, you are operating in fear. But when you walk boldly, when you assume your success, when you live as if your vision is already real, you are walking in faith. And when you do this consistently, fear has no choice but to disappear. Do not wait for things to feel safe before you believe. Do not wait for outside confirmation before you trust. Faith must come first. Faith is the foundation upon which all things are built. It is the force that calls the unseen into the seen, the invisible into the visible. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every transformation begins with someone who dared to believe before they had proof. Be that person. Let go of fear. Let go of doubt. Let go of the need to control every detail. Walk with unwavering faith and reality will shape itself accordingly. Whatever you desire is already waiting for you, but it can only be yours when you claim it with confidence. Fear will try to keep you small, but faith will elevate you. Fear will whisper reasons to hesitate, but faith will call you forward. Listen to faith. Move in faith. Live in faith. And watch as the world bends to your certainty. Everything you seek is already within your reach. The only thing standing between you and your desires is your own belief. When you let go of control, when you trust in the unseen, when you align your imagination with certainty and detach from fear, you step into the flow of the universe. You no longer chase, beg, or struggle. You simply receive. The universe is always working in your favor, always aligning circumstances to bring forth what you truly believe to be yours. The key is not in force, but in faith, not in doubt, but in knowing. Relax, breathe. Feel the reality of your desire as if it is already done and then release it. Live in the end, trust the process, and walk with unwavering confidence. Fear has no place where faith resides. The moment you stop seeking proof and start assuming the best, your world transforms. It has always been this simple. Thank you for listening. May you step forward with trust, knowing that everything you desire is already on its way. My friend, listen closely. A shift is taking place. You may not see it yet, but something beyond your understanding is already moving in your favor. You have been waiting, hoping, praying, and now the time has come. A miracle from God is about to unfold in your life, not by chance, not by luck, but by divine certainty. You must understand, life does not give you what you want, it gives you who you are. If you continue to see yourself as one who lacks, one who struggles, then reality will reflect it. But the moment you assume that what you desire is already yours, the whole universe bends to make it so. Right now, in this very moment, begin to feel the miracle as if it has already happened. Close your eyes and step into the version of yourself who has already received. Breathe it in. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude. The doors that once seemed closed are now open. The answers that once eluded you are now crystal clear. The abundance, the love, the healing, it is done. Do not be deceived by appearances. Just because you do not see movement in the physical world does not mean nothing is happening. The unseen is more powerful than the seen. The invisible is where the true work is done. Your only task is to remain unwavering. Do not beg, do not chase, do not question. Be still and know. Stand firm in the certainty that your miracle is not coming, it is here. In the universe is a given, as there is no limit. A mission is not for your profit, called to do externally, and when doubt tries to creep in, silence it with gratitude. Speak as though it has already been fulfilled. Say, "Thank you, it is done," and watch as reality shifts to meet your unwavering faith. A miracle from God is about to happen in your life. Expect it, believe it, and soon you will see it. The moment you assume that what you desire is already yours, the entire structure of reality begins to shift in your favor. There is no need to wait for proof, no reason to search for signs, because the very act of assuming its completion sets the unseen forces into motion. What you hold as true within must be reflected in your outer world. This is the great secret. What you assume to be real with conviction must harden into fact. Most people live their lives in a state of waiting. They wait for conditions to improve, for circumstances to align, for something external to give them permission to believe. But this is not how creation works. The physical world is always responding to the internal world, not the other way around. If you continue to wait for proof before believing, you will remain stuck in a cycle of delay. You must first assume that your desire is already fulfilled, and then life will reflect this assumption back to you. To assume means to take possession mentally and emotionally before it becomes visible. It means stepping into the feeling of already having, already being, already experiencing what you seek. You do not need to force anything. You need only to dwell in the state of the wish fulfilled. When you do this with unwavering faith, the world must conform to your inner conviction. Consider a person who desires wealth, but constantly sees themselves as struggling. No matter how much effort they put into making money, their deep-seated assumption of lack will continue to manifest. Now imagine that same person shifting their assumption. Instead of waiting for their bank account to change before feeling wealthy, they begin to think, feel, and act as someone who already has financial abundance. They no longer worry, they no longer stress, because they trust that it is done. Over time, as this assumption solidifies within them, their external world begins to rearrange itself to match. This is how miracles unfold. They do not come from effort, struggle, or desperation. They come from alignment. When you assume that what you desire is already yours, you remove the barriers of doubt and resistance. You do not need to chase, beg, or manipulate. The energy of lack repels, but the energy of certainty attracts. When you assume something is done, you no longer worry about when or how it will arrive. You simply live in the knowing that it must. Think of an actor preparing for a role. If they are to play a confident, successful individual, they fully embody that character. They do not question whether they are the role, they become it. Likewise, you must assume the role of the person who already has what they desire. If you wish for love, assume you are already loved. If you seek healing, assume you are already whole. If you desire success, assume you have already achieved it. The key is feeling. You must allow yourself to feel as though your desire is already a reality. When you feel it deeply, you create a new vibration within yourself, and the universe responds in kind. Every great transformation begins within. When you change your inner state, your outer world cannot help but change with it. Do not look for evidence. Do not check for progress. These actions imply doubt, and doubt delays manifestation. Instead, relax into the certainty that it is already accomplished. Act as if you have received, and life will prove you right. The more natural this assumption becomes, the faster you will see it take form. This is not pretending or wishful thinking. It is the law of creation. The world you experience is nothing more than a projection of your inner state. Assume the best, and the best will come to you. Assume it is done, and watch as reality bends to confirm your belief. Your faith is the foundation upon which your entire reality is built. Everything you experience, every circumstance you encounter, is a direct reflection of what you believe in your heart. You are not separate from your desires, and you are not waiting for a miracle to come to you from the outside. The miracle is already within you, waiting for your faith to bring it into form. Most people go through life thinking that reality is something outside of them, something they must react to or struggle against. They believe their circumstances dictate what is possible, and so they allow fear, doubt, and limitation to control them. But the truth is, reality is not fixed, it is fluid, shaped by your deepest convictions. What you hold is true in your heart will always materialize in your world. If you believe in struggle, struggle will manifest. If you believe in abundance, abundance will follow. Faith is not mere hope or wishful thinking. It is a knowing, a deep certainty that what you desire is already yours. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the invisible and the physical. The moment you fully believe in something, without contradiction, it must become real. This is not philosophy, it is the law by which all things come into existence. Imagine a person who believes they are always unlucky. No matter what opportunities come their way, they will somehow find a way to sabotage them, because their belief in misfortune is stronger than any external change. On the other hand, imagine someone who believes that everything works out in their favor. Even when faced with challenges, they move through life with confidence, knowing that things will turn around, and they do. Life bends to match their assumption. This is how faith operates. It does not require physical evidence, it creates the evidence. When you truly believe in something, you no longer need to see proof of it beforehand. You act as if it is already so, and by doing so, you make it real. You do not pray and then look for signs to convince you. It is your conviction that brings the signs. It is also unwavering. It does not shift with circumstances. If you declare that you are healed, yet constantly check your body for symptoms, you are demonstrating doubt, not faith. If you affirm wealth but worry about your bills, you are still holding on to a belief in lack. Faith does not waver when appearances contradict it. It remains steadfast, knowing that what is felt within will soon be seen without. Your miracle is not something distant or separate from you. It is already present, waiting for you to accept it as real. The moment you claim it in faith, without hesitation or fear, it moves toward you with unstoppable force. It is not your effort that makes it happen. It is your unwavering belief. You must guard your mind against doubt. The world will try to convince you that what you desire is impossible, that you must accept things as they are. But the world is only a reflection of past beliefs. If you wish to change your future, you must change what you accept as true now. Let your faith become your guide. Feel the reality of your desire in your heart. Know that what you believe will shape what you see. Your faith is the power that brings all things into existence. If you trust in it fully, without contradiction, your reality must conform. Your miracle is already here, waiting for you to believe it into being. Doubt is the only thing standing between you and the miracle that is already yours. The moment you silence the doubt within you, the moment you stop questioning how or when, you allow the unseen forces to bring your desire into form effortlessly. A miracle does not require struggle, effort, or proof. It only requires certainty. The moment you trust that it is already set in motion, you step into alignment with the very power that makes all things possible. Most people spend their lives trapped in a cycle of doubt and hope, constantly wavering between belief and fear. They pray for something, but immediately question when it will happen. They visualize their desires, but then look for evidence, and when they don't see it right away, they assume it isn't working. This back and forth weakens the power of manifestation. It is like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to see if it is growing. The only way to receive your miracle is to let go of the doubt and trust that it is already unfolding, even when you cannot yet see it, is the key to receiving. The moment you decide with absolute certainty that what you desire is already on its way, you remove the barriers that delay its arrival. You do not need to force it, beg for it, or figure out every detail of how it will come. That is not your responsibility. Your only task is to remain in the state of knowing, to embody the feeling that it is already done. Doubt weakens, but trust strengthens. Every time you question whether your desire is coming, you push it further away. When you ask, how will it happen? Or, when will I see it? You are affirming that you do not truly believe it is already on its way. But when you trust, when you surrender the need to control the process, you create space for the miracle to appear effortlessly. Consider a person who wishes to be healed. If they continue to check for symptoms, to wonder whether their condition is improving, they are still rooted in the assumption of illness. But if they accept their healing as already complete, even before they see physical proof, the body begins to reflect this assumption. It is the same with financial abundance, love, success, anything you desire. The key is not effort, but certainty. You must learn to rest in the feeling of completion. Instead of worrying, relax. Instead of questioning, trust. The moment you decide that your miracle is inevitable, the forces of creation begin working on your behalf. You do not need to know how it will happen. You do not need to see signs along the way. Your only job is to assume that it is already set in motion and refuse to entertain thoughts of doubt. This is not about pretending or forcing positive thinking. It is about shifting into a deeper knowing, a place where you are no longer looking for proof, because you already feel the truth within you. It is about becoming so certain that your desire is done, that the physical world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Trust is the final step in manifestation. It is what allows miracles to unfold naturally. The same power that created the universe is working in your favor, but it cannot move through you if you are constantly questioning and interfering with the process. Let go of the need to understand every detail. Rest in the awareness that what you seek is already seeking you. Your miracle is not something distant, something you must chase or struggle for. It is already yours, waiting for you to claim it with absolute certainty. Silence the doubt. Step into the knowing and watch as the unseen becomes seen, effortlessly and perfectly. There is a power greater than any obstacle, greater than any fear, greater than any limitation. It does not require struggle, nor does it demand effort. It asks only that you be still and know. The moment you release your worries, the moment you stand firm in faith without wavering, the path clears before you, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Most people believe they must fight for their desires, that they must push, chase, and force things into existence. They carry the burden of worry, constantly questioning how things will unfold. They let doubt cloud their vision, believing that they must solve every problem themselves. But in truth, miracles do not come from struggle. They arise from stillness, from the unwavering certainty that all things are already working together in your favor. To be still is not to be passive. It is not to sit idly by, hoping for change. To be still is to trust so completely that there is no need for worry. It is to stand in the knowing that what you desire is already yours. You no longer plead, you no longer search for signs. You simply rest in the quiet confidence that all is well. The moment you reach this state of faith, doors open where none existed before. The unseen forces of creation move on your behalf, orchestrating events in ways you could never have imagined. Fear and doubt create resistance, blocking the flow of what is already set in motion. When you stress about the outcome, you interfere with the process. When you worry about how it will happen, you delay its arrival. But when you surrender, when you let go of the need to control every detail, you allow the miracle to unfold naturally. Think of a river. When the water is still, it reflects everything around it with perfect clarity. But when it is disturbed, when waves ripple across its surface, the reflection becomes distorted. Your mind is the same. When it is filled with fear, doubt, and endless questioning, you cannot see clearly. But when you quiet the noise within, when you surrender the need to figure everything out, the answers appear effortlessly. Being still does not mean doing nothing. It means aligning yourself with the certainty that everything is already working in your favor. It means acting not from fear, but from the deep conviction that all is unfolding as it should. When you truly know that something is done, you no longer need to chase it. You simply walk forward with the assurance that it is already yours. The greatest power lies in the ability to trust, to stand firm even when circumstances seem unchanged, to hold your vision unwaveringly, regardless of what the physical world appears to show. Faith is not about reacting to what you see. It is about knowing, beyond all doubt, that what you desire is already taking shape. The moment you rest in this truth, everything begins to shift. There is nothing outside of you that can stop your miracle. No obstacle, no setback, no delay is greater than the power of faith. The only thing that can hinder you is your own doubt. But when you quiet the mind, when you silence the fears that whisper of failure, you create space for the impossible to become possible. Be still and know. Know that you are already provided for. Know that your path is clear even if you cannot yet see the way. Know that your miracle is unfolding in perfect timing. When you surrender your worries and stand firm in faith, you release all resistance. The struggle ends and the flow begins. What you once thought was beyond reach suddenly moves toward you with ease. Trust, rest, believe. Your only task is to remain in the knowing. The moment you do, the path ahead becomes effortless. And what was once impossible becomes your reality. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the doors of manifestation. It is not merely an emotion. It is a force that aligns you with the reality of your desires. When you feel grateful before something has even appeared in your life, you send a powerful message to the universe that it is already yours. The moment you embrace this feeling of already having, life begins to rearrange itself to match your vision. Most people wait to feel gratitude until after they receive what they desire. They believe that joy comes as a result of their manifestation, but in truth the opposite is required. The feeling must come first. If you wait to feel grateful until you see proof, you are living in doubt. You are affirming that your desire is still separate from you. But when you assume the feeling of already having it, when you truly feel the joy of possession before it arrives, you bridge the gap between desire and reality. The universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to states of being. If you are constantly longing, wishing, and hoping, you are embodying a state of lack. But when you feel gratitude in advance, you shift into a state of fulfillment. You are no longer seeking, you are receiving. You are no longer asking, you are knowing. And the moment you know it is done, it must come to pass. Consider a person who desires financial abundance. If they continuously worry about their bills, if they stress over not having enough, they are reinforcing the belief that they lack wealth. But if they begin to feel grateful for the abundance that is already present, even if it is only a small amount, if they appreciate every dollar as if it is the beginning of great prosperity, they invite more abundance into their experience. The feeling of gratitude signals to the universe that they are aligned with wealth, and soon their external world begins to reflect this inner state. The same principle applies to love, success, health, anything you desire. If you wish to be loved, do not dwell on loneliness. Instead, feel gratitude as if love is already overflowing in your life. If you seek healing, do not focus on illness. Instead, give thanks for the health that is already returning to you. Gratitude is not just an emotional response. It is an act of creation. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between imagination and reality. Many people struggle with doubt because they cannot yet see evidence of their desire. But gratitude dissolves doubt. It removes the need for external validation because the feeling itself becomes proof. When you genuinely feel grateful, there is no room for fear, no space for uncertainty. Gratitude affirms that the manifestation is already here, even if your eyes have not yet beheld it. Imagine planting a seed. You do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust that beneath the soil it is taking root. You water it, nurture it, and believe that in time it will sprout. Gratitude is the watering of your desire. It is the faith that what you have asked for is already making its way to you. The more you cultivate this feeling, the faster your desire takes form. Gratitude is not just about words, it is about embodying the experience. It is not enough to say, "I am grateful." You must feel it deeply, as if the manifestation is already complete. Close your eyes, imagine your desire fulfilled, and allow yourself to feel the joy, the excitement, the relief of already having it. Dwell in that state. Let it become your dominant vibration and watch as reality bends to match it. Life is always responding to the energy you emit. If you radiate gratitude, life will continue to give you reasons to be grateful. If you remain in a state of waiting, life will keep you waiting. The choice is yours. Gratitude is the shortcut to manifestation because it eliminates the barriers of time and doubt. It shifts you into the end result, and the moment you dwell in that feeling, all things move to reflect it. Give thanks now, not later. Feel the fulfillment before it appears. Walk with the confidence that it is already yours, and life will conspire in your favor. The moment you live in the joy of already having, your desire is no longer a future possibility. It becomes your present reality. The truth is simple yet profound. Your reality is shaped by your inner world. Miracles do not come from struggle, nor do they require proof before belief. They unfold effortlessly when you align with the certainty that what you desire is already yours. The unseen is more real than the seen. Your faith shapes your reality, and your unwavering trust in the unseen brings it forth into existence. You do not need to chase, beg, or force things into being. Instead, assume it is done, silence the doubt, and rest in the knowing that all is working in your favor. Be still, surrender your worries, and watch the impossible become possible. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the manifestation. Feel the joy of having received before it appears, and life will rearrange itself to match your vision. The power is and always has been within you. When you shift your state of being, the world must conform. Walk in the awareness that your miracle is already here. Hold the vision, trust the process, and allow your faith to guide you effortlessly to your desired reality. Thank you for embracing this truth. May you step forward with confidence, knowing that what you seek is already seeking you. Your miracle is not coming, it has already arrived. There are no accidents. The very fact that you are hearing these words is proof that something within you has shifted. You have already sown the seed of transformation, and now the harvest is approaching. The outer world is but a shadow of the inner. If you sense change, it is because something within you has moved. The life you have known is beginning to dissolve, making way for something greater. You may feel it as a whisper, an uneasiness, or a deep knowing that things will never be the same. Do not resist it. Most people wait for signs, yet the greatest sign is the stirring within. That feeling of anticipation, the subtle pull toward something new, that is the call. You are not here by chance. You are being prepared. The shift is already in motion, and your only task is to align yourself with it. Let go of fear, for fear is only the clinging to a past that no longer serves you. If the door is closing, it is because another is opening. Do not look back. The new cannot enter if you are still holding on to the old. Imagine the life you desire as if it is already here. Walk in the assumption that it is yours, that it is unfolding perfectly. Your conviction is the bridge that carries you from what was to what is becoming. Divine timing is flawless. The moment you declare a new reality within, the wheels begin to turn. Trust the process, expect the unexpected, and above all, prepare. Because change is not coming, it is already here. Your outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. Every circumstance, every encounter, and every opportunity that arises in your life is simply a mirror of what is already unfolding within you. Nothing happens by chance, and nothing appears in your external reality that has not first been conceived in the realm of thought and emotion. If you sense change on the horizon, it is not because the world outside of you is shifting randomly, it is because something deep within you has already moved. The conscious and unconscious assumptions you hold shape the reality you walk through each day. You may believe that changes happen to you, but in truth, they emerge from you. The moment your inner state undergoes transformation, the outer world must follow. This is law. It is the way creation operates, whether you are aware of it or not. Perhaps you have noticed that when you are at peace within, life flows effortlessly. People respond to you differently. Opportunities seem to present themselves with ease, and challenges resolve without unnecessary struggle. On the other hand, when you are filled with doubt, fear, or frustration, the world mirrors those states right back to you. You face resistance, misunderstandings, and setbacks that seem to confirm the very emotions you hold. But these are not coincidences. They are reflections. The world does not exist separate from your consciousness. It is shaped by the patterns of your mind, the beliefs you hold, and the assumptions you accept as true. What you assume to be real in the depths of your imagination will inevitably take form in the world of experience. If you sense that something is changing in your life, it is because on some level you have already begun to shift. Think back to moments when your life took an unexpected turn, times when opportunities arose seemingly out of nowhere, or when relationships ended at just the right time for you to grow. Those moments were not random. They were the natural outpicturing of a change that had already taken place within you. Sometimes these shifts happen subtly, beneath the surface of conscious awareness. But that does not make them any less real. Your energy shifts before your circumstances do. This is why awareness of your inner world is so crucial. If you wish to create meaningful change in your life, you must begin by examining the thoughts and emotions you entertain daily. Are they aligned with the life you desire, or are they reinforcing the very conditions you wish to escape? Too often, people seek to alter their circumstances while remaining unchanged internally. They want more abundance but persist in a mindset of lack. They long for love but secretly expect disappointment. They desire success while doubting their own worthiness. And so, the outer world continues to mirror back to them the same struggles, reinforcing their deepest assumptions. If you find yourself sensing change, welcome it. It is an indication that something within you has expanded. Perhaps you have grown beyond your current environment, and life is responding accordingly. Perhaps you have unknowingly raised your standards, and the world is adjusting to meet the new frequency you hold. Whatever the case, do not resist the unfolding. Understand that every shift you experience externally is a message from your inner world. It is a reflection of who you are becoming. Instead of fearing the unknown, embrace it with confidence. Recognize that if change is showing up, it means you are ready. You would not be experiencing the pull towards something new if you were not prepared for it. The world does not deliver change before its time. Trust that what is unfolding is in harmony with your highest potential, even if it appears uncertain in the moment. Your greatest power lies in the realization that nothing outside of you has power over you. You are the cause and the world is the effect. When you master your inner state, you master your reality. Change begins within, and when you acknowledge this, you step into the role of the creator rather than the observer. So, as you sense the winds of transformation, do not look outward for explanations. Look within. Recognize the shifts that have already occurred in your consciousness. Acknowledge the new beliefs you have embraced, the silent decisions you have made, the unspoken desires you have nurtured. The outer world is simply catching up to the transformation that has already happened within you. There are no coincidences. Every sign, every nudge, every subtle whisper that crosses your path arrives with divine precision. The universe does not waste energy, nor does it deliver messages before their time. If you are seeing this, if you feel drawn to this moment, it is because you are ready. You may not fully realize it yet, but something within you has already shifted, preparing you for the transformation that is unfolding. Life has a way of speaking to us, but not everyone is listening. Signs appear constantly, guiding, confirming, and redirecting, yet only those who are attuned to their own inner evolution recognize them for what they are. The moment you begin to notice these signals, it is not because they have just appeared. It is because you have reached a level of awareness that allows you to perceive them. What once seemed like random events now feel intentional. What once felt like obstacles now appear as opportunities. The world around you has not changed, you have. And that shift in perception is the first indication that you are stepping into a new reality. You may wonder why certain messages seem to arrive precisely when you need them. A phrase spoken in passing, a book that finds its way into your hands, a conversation that resonates on a deeper level. None of these things happen by accident. They are reflections of your readiness. You are aligning with a frequency that calls forth exactly what you require at this stage of your journey. Had these messages come before you were prepared, they would have passed unnoticed. But now your spirit is open, your consciousness has expanded, and so the universe responds accordingly. Transformation does not happen in an instant. It is a process, a gradual unfolding of awareness and realization, and yet there comes a moment when the shift becomes undeniable. That moment is often preceded by signs, subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. You may feel an inner stirring, a sense that something is about to change. You may feel drawn toward new ideas, new people, new ways of thinking. The familiar may begin to feel limiting, as if the life you once accepted no longer fits the person you are becoming. These feelings are not mere thoughts. They are evidence of your evolution. Doubt may arise, whispering that you are not ready, that you need more time, more knowledge, more preparation. But understand this, the universe does not call the unprepared. If the signs are appearing, if the message has reached you, then readiness is already within you. Your mind may question, but your soul knows. It has already stepped forward, already accepted the invitation. The only thing left is for you to trust. Change is often accompanied by uncertainty. The old must dissolve to make room for the new, and that transition can feel uncomfortable. But discomfort is not a sign to turn back. It is a sign of growth. If you find yourself facing resistance, understand that it is simply the remnants of an old self struggling to hold on. The greater the transformation, the stronger the pull of the past. But the past cannot define you unless you allow it. When you see the signs, acknowledge them. Take them as confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. Let them remind you that everything is unfolding in divine order. And most importantly, move forward with the certainty that you are being guided towards something greater. There is no need to force or rush the process. Trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. The universe has already declared that you are ready, otherwise you would not have received the message. Step into that readiness. Embrace what is coming. You are prepared, even if your mind has not yet caught up with what your spirit already knows. Everything you experience in the external world first begins in the realm of the unseen. Your imagination is the blueprint, the silent architect that constructs the reality you eventually step into. Nothing appears by accident. Every shift, every breakthrough, every transformation must first be conceived in the mind before it can take shape in the world. This is an unbreakable law. Before you can hold something in your hands, you must first hold it in your consciousness. Most people believe that change happens from the outside in, that circumstances dictate their thoughts, that opportunities appear randomly, and that life unfolds without their influence. But the truth is the exact opposite. Reality is a mirror faithfully reflecting what has already been established internally. What you assume, what you persist in believing, what you dare to imagine as true, these things inevitably become your experience. There is no separation between thought and manifestation, only the illusion of time. Look at any great achievement, any monumental shift in human history. Before it was recognized in the world, it was first imagined. Every invention, every work of art, every movement that changed the course of society existed first in the unseen, in the quiet depths of someone's mind. The same is true in your life. Every meaningful change you seek is already forming in the invisible realm of thought and belief. The question is not whether your imagination creates reality. It is whether you are using this power consciously or unconsciously. Consider the times in your life when things seem to fall into place effortlessly, when events aligned so perfectly that they felt predestined. If you look closely, you will see that those moments were not random. They were the result of an inner shift that had already taken place within you. Perhaps you had decided, without doubt, that a certain path was yours. Perhaps you had spent time envisioning an outcome so vividly that it felt real before it happened. In those moments, you were unknowingly applying the great principle: imagination precedes reality. On the other hand, when you dwell on fear, when you entertain thoughts of failure, lack, or unworthiness, the same principle applies. The world must reflect back to you what you persist in believing, even if it is not what you desire. This is why awareness is crucial. You are always creating, whether you realize it or not. Every thought, every assumption is planting seeds that will inevitably take root. The key is to become intentional with the seeds you sow. If you desire a great change in your life, do not look to the outside world for confirmation. Look within. Begin by seeing yourself as the person you wish to become. Imagine it so vividly that it feels more real than your current circumstances. Speak, think, and act as though the transformation is already complete, not because you are pretending, but because you are aligning with a reality that is waiting to unfold. Doubt will try to creep in. The logical mind will resist, pointing to evidence of things as they are rather than as they could be. But reality does not respond to what is. It responds to what is assumed to be true. This is why faith in the unseen is so powerful. When you persist in the belief of something greater, when you refuse to be swayed by appearances, the world must eventually conform. You do not need to know how the change will come. That is not your concern. Your role is to establish it firmly within your imagination, to accept it as already done, and to move through life with the confidence that it must unfold. The details, the timing, the manner in which it arrives, these are simply the bridge of incidents that will naturally appear to bring it into form. So, if you are waiting for a sign, if you are hoping for external proof before believing in your own transformation, you are looking in the wrong place. The proof is already within you. It begins the moment you decide to claim it in your mind. Do not wait for reality to change before you believe. Change your belief, and reality will follow. Fear is the great barrier between you and the life you are meant to live. It disguises itself as logic, caution, or practicality. But in truth, it is resistance to the unknown. The mind clings to what is familiar, even if that familiarity is painful or unfulfilling. Why? Because the unknown feels uncertain, and uncertainty feels like a threat. Yet the very thing you fear, the change, the shift, the new experience, is the doorway to your expansion. Clinging to the old delays the arrival of the new, keeping you trapped in patterns that no longer serve you. The moment you release fear, you create space for transformation to enter. Think of a clenched fist. When it is closed tightly, nothing new can enter. But when it opens, when it surrenders its grip, it is free to receive. This is the way of life. If you are holding on too tightly to what was, old habits, outdated beliefs, limiting identities, you cannot embrace what is waiting for you. Letting go is not loss. It is an act of faith, a declaration that you trust life to bring you something greater. You may believe that you are ready for change, but if you find yourself feeling stuck, fearful, or hesitant, it is a sign that resistance is still present. Resistance is subtle. It can appear as overthinking, as making excuses, as convincing yourself that you need more time, more knowledge, more certainty before moving forward. But transformation does not work that way. It does not wait for perfect conditions. It moves when you allow it to, when you surrender your grip on what is no longer meant for you. What if instead of fearing change, you welcomed it? What if you shifted your perspective and saw change not as something to be feared, but as something to be embraced? What if you viewed uncertainty not as a threat, but as an open field of possibility? The mind may resist this idea at first, but deep within, your soul already understands. It knows that life is always moving, always evolving, and that clinging to the past is what creates suffering. Growth requires trust. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, trust that what is unfolding is for your highest good. Consider the moments in your life when things unexpectedly shifted. Perhaps a door closed, a chapter ended, or something was removed from your path. At the time, it may have felt like a loss, but in hindsight, you can see that it was necessary. It cleared the way for something better, something you could not have reached had you remained where you were. This is the pattern of life. Nothing is ever truly lost. It is only transformed. What you release with faith will always be replaced with something greater. So why do we resist? Because the mind craves control. It wants to know what will happen, how it will happen, and when. But true transformation does not operate on the mind's timeline. It unfolds in divine timing, in ways you cannot yet see. The moment you let go of fear, you step into alignment with that divine flow. You no longer force, struggle, or chase. You allow, and in that allowing, life moves effortlessly in your favor. Letting go does not mean giving up. It does not mean you stop desiring, stop dreaming, or stop taking action. It means you release the need to control every detail. It means you stop resisting the natural flow of change and start trusting that the universe is always working for you, not against you. It means stepping forward with faith, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. When fear arises, do not fight it. Acknowledge it, but do not let it lead you. Recognize that fear is only a remnant of the past, a conditioned response that no longer serves you. Replace it with certainty, with the deep knowing that what is ahead is greater than what is behind. Hold this belief, and life will prove it to you. You are not meant to stay where you are. You are meant to evolve, to expand, to step into a higher version of yourself. But that can only happen when you let go of fear, let go of resistance, and open yourself fully to the new. The moment you do, you will realize that what you feared losing was never the source of your security. Your true security lies in the infinite, in the ever-unfolding nature of life itself. Trust it. Let it carry you forward. Everything you desire is waiting on the other side of surrender. You do not need to wait for proof before you believe. That is the great misunderstanding that keeps people trapped in their current circumstances. They look to the world for validation before they accept something as real, failing to realize that the world is only a reflection of their inner state. The truth is simple, yet profound. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real, must become your experience. Your belief shapes your world, not the other way around. Most people live in a state of reaction, allowing external conditions to dictate their emotions, thoughts, and beliefs. If things appear favorable, they feel optimistic. If things seem difficult, they sink into doubt and fear. But those who understand the nature of reality know that the external is only an echo. It follows, it does not lead. If you want to change your experience, you must not wait for external confirmation. You must assume, with unwavering certainty, that the change has already taken place. How does this work? It begins with feeling. Feeling is the key that unlocks transformation. It is not enough to think about what you desire, to wish for it, or to visualize it occasionally. You must step into the feeling of already having it. How would you think, speak, and act if your desire were already fulfilled? What emotions would you carry? What kind of confidence would you exude? When you assume the feeling of your new reality, you create a shift in consciousness, and that shift is what reshapes your external world. Consider the moments in your life when you felt completely certain about something before it happened. Perhaps you instinctively knew an opportunity was yours, or you carried yourself with the confidence of someone who already possessed what they desired. And then, as if by magic, events unfolded to confirm what you had already accepted internally. This is not coincidence. This is how reality operates. This is how reality operates. Your inner conviction brings the unseen into form. If you doubt, hesitate, or second guess, you delay the process. You send conflicting signals, wavering between the old and the new. But when you commit fully, when you live, think, and feel as if the transformation has already happened, there is no room for contradiction. The world must shift to align with your inner certainty. It is not about forcing, struggling, or chasing. It is about becoming. When you assume the feeling of the new reality, you align with it effortlessly. You no longer ask when will it happen, because you already know it is done. You no longer seek validation from the outside world because your belief is unshakable. And as you persist in this state, life has no choice but to reflect it back to you. This is why the practice of assumption is so powerful. It removes doubt, eliminates waiting, and dissolves fear. You are not hoping for change, you are embodying it. You are not waiting for proof, you are the proof. And when you carry yourself in this way, when you move through life with the certainty that your desire is already yours, you become magnetic to the very experiences you seek. If you struggle to assume the feeling of your new reality, start small. Take a moment to close your eyes and imagine the fulfillment of your desire. Let the scene become vivid. See it, hear it, touch it in your mind, but more importantly, feel it. Let the emotion of fulfillment wash over you. Stay in that feeling as long as you can, and then carry it with you into your day. Act from that state. Think from that state. Let it become your natural way of being. Do not concern yourself with how or when your desire will manifest. That is not your task. Your only responsibility is to remain steadfast in your assumption, to refuse to entertain any thought that contradicts your new reality. Persist in this and watch as life molds itself to your belief. This is the secret that the great minds and visionaries of the world have always known. They did not wait for external validation. They lived in the conviction that their dreams were already realized, and in doing so they called them into existence. The same power exists within you. Assume the feeling of the new reality, and it will become your reality. It is law. There is an order to life that is beyond human understanding. It may not always be visible, and at times it may seem as though things are moving too slowly or not at all. But every event, every delay, every redirection is unfolding in perfect alignment with the rhythm of your consciousness. You may be tempted to rush, to force, or to question why things have not yet manifested, but that is only the mind's impatience trying to control what it does not yet fully comprehend. The truth is, divine timing is never wrong. It does not operate on human schedules or deadlines. It moves according to the perfect orchestration of your inner world. Many people believe that their desires are being withheld from them, that they must work harder, struggle more, or prove their worth before they can receive what they seek, but this is an illusion. There is no external force denying you what is already yours. The only thing that determines the timing of your manifestations is your state of consciousness. When you are truly ready, when your inner world is in harmony with your desire, what you seek arrives effortlessly. It does not come early, nor does it come late. It comes at the exact moment you are in vibrational alignment with it. You do not plant a seed and then demand that it grow overnight. You trust the process. You know that the seed must take root, that it must be nurtured, that it must undergo an unseen transformation beneath the surface before it emerges. The same is true of your manifestations. The moment you desire something and accept it as yours in consciousness, it begins to take form. But just because you cannot see it yet does not mean it is not happening. Beneath the surface, things are shifting. People are being moved. Circumstances are being arranged. The right connections, opportunities, and moments are being prepared for you. Your only task is to trust, to prepare, and to embrace what is to come without resistance. Impatience is a sign of doubt. It is the mind's way of saying, I do not trust that this will happen. And in that doubt, resistance is created. You begin to force, to worry, to try and manipulate circumstances. And in doing so, you block the very thing that is on its way to you. The more you question, the more you delay. But when you surrender, when you trust completely, the path clears, and what is meant for you flows naturally into your life. There is wisdom in divine timing. If something has not yet arrived, it is because either you are still in preparation for it, or it is still in preparation for you. Perhaps there are lessons to be learned, aspects of yourself to refine, or beliefs to release, before you can fully receive what you are asking for. Perhaps the timing must align not just for you, but for the many moving pieces that will come together to bring your vision to life. Trust that if there is a delay, it is not a denial, it is only an adjustment, a perfect unfolding that ensures you receive what is truly in your highest good. Instead of asking, why is it not here yet? Ask, how can I align myself more fully with what I desire? Instead of doubting, prepare. Strengthen your belief. Assume the state of already having what you want. Live in the energy of it so that when it arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. Do not just wait, become. Become the person who already possesses what you seek, and in doing so you will bridge the gap between where you are and where you wish to be. You are not being tested, you are not being punished, you are being guided. The delays are not obstacles, they are preparations. When the time is right, things will move swiftly, effortlessly, and perfectly. You will look back and realize that every moment of waiting, every seeming setback was in fact a necessary step towards something greater than you had imagined. The universe wastes nothing. Every experience, every delay, every redirection is serving a purpose. So, trust. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the worry, the doubt, and the impatience. Know that what is meant for you cannot be lost. It is already yours, and it is coming in the most perfect way, at the most perfect time. When you align with this truth, you will no longer struggle against the current. You will flow with life. And in that flow, you will discover that everything you have been seeking has been seeking you all along. Everything in your life is unfolding in perfect order. The outer world reflects your inner state, and the signs you see are confirmations that you are ready for transformation. Change begins within, and imagination always precedes reality. When you assume the feeling of your new reality, you align yourself with it effortlessly. But to receive what is meant for you, you must let go of fear, surrender resistance, and trust in divine timing. Nothing is delayed and nothing is denied. Everything is arriving exactly when you are in harmony with it. Step forward with faith. Live as though your desires have already manifested. Do not seek proof. Become the proof. Trust the process. Prepare your heart and embrace what is to come with confidence. The universe is always working in your favor.